Are you ready?
What was that about?
I'm trying to think how many other subtle wrestling things you could do.
Are you ready?
Woo!
Damn, that should be our intro for whenever we do a wrestling episode. It should just be the outsider intro thing.
I bet you Flair wouldn't charge me that much if I asked him to do it. I feel like he would do it on the low. What does this Jesus fuck shit mean? What? All right, whatever.
What?
Let's start the show. And we're back. Episode 89, our wrestling year-end wrap-up. The year-end wrestling wrap-up. Is there a better name? Do we have anything catchy?
W's.
Come up with anything catchy? Those fucking interns that play with crayons all day better come up with some fucking catchy. I swear to God.
Wrestling Wednesday. Wednesday wrap-up.
Wrestling raging
wrap-up. It's
wrap
not Wednesday. It's not Wednesday.
Yeah, it's not. It's not at all.
Wacky waving inflatable flailing R2 man. Wacky waving flailing inflatable R2 man.
All right, so full disclosure, I've been working diligently for the past 3 weeks to book 3 guests, and I don't think we have any. So it's going to be me and Brian for a while, and we'll see if anyone wants to join us. And if they do, it'll be nice. And if they don't, it's just going to be just as fine.
You know what I'm doing tonight? You know what I'm doing tonight, Matt, after our show?
Oh, God. What are you doing, Brian?
First of all, hi, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? My name is Bryan Kern. I'm co-host, one half of the greatest tag team of all time. That's correct. The other half is my boy over to my right, Matt Musselwhite, and we're here to bring you the best. And if you didn't if you didn't know, your ass better call somebody.
Oh, God.
Because you're looking...
I can't boot you, and it's only one. It's
the number 1 and 2. Hey, you want wrestling innuendos? I'm giving you wrestling innuendos. A couple 1-2 cutie pies over here.
Wow.
They call us the dudes with attitude. Didn't know if you knew that either. You know what that tag team? Couple dudes with attitude. Do you know who that tag team was?
No. Dudes with attitude? I'm trying to think what that is.
All right. Okay. So it wasn't
an official. I'm not Googling it. Trust me. I'm not looking that up.
It
wasn't that I have to answer on my phone right now. I'm not looking that up.
It wasn't an official. No, don't look it up because I'm going to drop it for you. It wasn't the official name for the tag team, although they were dubbed it during a walkout. And if you go back and look at stuff, I guess through the network or through Wikipedia and stuff, they are labeled as this as their tag team. But the tag team consisted of both the Intercontinental and World Heavyweight Champion for the World Wrestling Federation, Diesel and Shawn Michaels, as a tag, who were also the tag team champions.
Dumb,
they were the first team. And you know what? A lot of people didn't catch this. No, listen. A lot of people didn't catch this little nod to, I think, how great they wanted the 2-man power trip to be. But understand this. Shawn Michaels and Diesel, Kevin Nash, were the simultaneous tag team champions of the world while both holding the Intercontinental. Shawn Michaels was the Intercontinental champion at the time, and Diesel was the World Heavyweight champion of the time. The only other time that happened was when we got Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, as the 2-man power trip, as the Intercontinental champion
live
and the World Heavyweight champion.
It was a very strange time for wrestling.
It was, man, because you had WrestleMania 17, which to a lot of people was like a what the fuck kind of moment, The Rock and Stone Cold, but Stone Cold turns, shakes Vince's hand, and then the next night comes out to cheers and applause. People didn't know what to do. There were some boos. Some people didn't like it, but people don't know what to do other than cheer when the glass breaks, right? And so you had to, I think the idea was to make him and Triple H the guys that would just pound everybody into the fucking dirt come the end of the episode, the end of Raw every week. They're fucking motherfuckers up, making them bleed, sledgehammer, Stone Cold, and then what do? You have them have tension, and it's them fighting for the heavyweight title. Yeah, dude. But you have them be the most dominant tag team. you have basically it be the Stone Cold Triple H show for the rest of 2001
That was a strange time, man, because
until
like
the
Austin
Alliance
was a
comes
heel, and they'd make him do shit that was so heel-like, and like they just put over Undertaker and
if you
Kane
were gonna
hard, and
do
like that. I went to Judgment Day 01, and it just ended in a fucking like DQ. Or no, it was a no DQ match, and it was just some fuckery.
You probably know
like
this
they always cheat.
You probably know this a little bit more than I do, but what was the mindset behind the Invasion? Was that the original thing, man? You can't do, because you didn't get the top tier names. You didn't get the Stings, the Flairs, the fucking.
They had to do it because everyone had wanted it for years, and it was always a big storyline. Like Invasion storylines exist in wrestling way before that. This has been done before NWO, before all that. It's a thing. It's a storyline that happens.
Yeah. But I mean, this is real. This was real to the point to where
this was real.
It was
real merger. They really bought out the rest of their roster.
This wasn't an AEW.
They only had a couple stars.
This wasn't an AEW and Impact and New Japan.
They called Eric
collaboration.
Bischoff. They called Eric Bischoff during that invasion. Eric didn't want to
during the invasion or previous?
During the invasion. During the invasion. For the invasion, they called Eric Bischoff to lead WCW. And he didn't want a part of it. He didn't want to join wrestling then. And so the invasion storyline changed over and over. So the finished product you got, where you're just like, that didn't make sense. That was stupid. Why did they turn on that guy? But the next day they're back together again. It was really dumb. I mean, there were sneak attacks when you go back and watch it that I forgot all about. And it's like there's no continuity through that whole angle.
Yeah.
And especially with like Stone Cold being a heel and Kurt Angle being the mole, and then like going back, and then Kurt it's funny how Kurt sold out WCW for WWE, and he's like, I was the guy who saved the company. It's like, no, you're a snitch. And it's like, that was funny, but in the end,
I thought the greatest piece of irony was that Kurt Angle ended up going to TNA and being like their biggest star for years.
I mean, yeah,
he was the centerpiece. He was the centerpiece.
With the invasion, nobody got over though. Nobody got over.
Exactly. And not only did nobody get over, but you got everybody that was second tier with WCW. And granted, for marks like us, we were excited. We were excited to get fucking Kidman and the cruiserweights. And I mean, we had already had Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn, right? We had already had the Revolution come over. We had the
Revolution became the Radicals.
Yeah.
The cruiserweight division was cool. You inherited that belt, but yeah, there was a lot of shit.
We had a brief run in with some ECW guys. Taz, I don't know why he booted himself. Probably because he has horrible ideas. I don't fucking know. Anyways, guys,
someone got to blow their nose.
Oh shit! Okay, he's blowing his nose. He's being gross. Yeah. Hey, send your prayers and wishes to Matt. He's got the vid. He's gonna be okay. But we had to cancel our tour. We had to cancel our tour because we don't want anybody else getting sick. We care about public health and safety.
That's not why you cancel.
We gotta think about our fans and our people, and we're playing in bars. We're playing in bars that have capacities of 50, 60 people. And I think that it's just it's important that they get protection. So yeah, we're gonna have to postpone it till 2023. It was gonna be a world tour. We were pretty excited about it.
Hulk going around the world.
It is what it is, guys. Sorry.
What?
Huh?
All right. I want to get into this list. We got a big list to go.
Also, does nobody know our show's 3 hours early tonight? 4 hours early?
No. The marketing team is fucking terrible, and they did not get the word out. Our guests did not show up on time, so it is going to be wonderful.
I like how you said on time. You haven't completely ruled it out yet.
Nope. I want to start this off. We'll start this off slow and sensual, kind of like when I'm making love.
That's disgusting.
Best gimmick of 2021. What do you got? Do you have any suggestions?
No,
I know you probably don't have a top 5. That's fine. But do you have any suggestions for something like that?
Okay. I feel like with gimmicks, you can go cheesy, right? Or you can go like the story, like the character arc that is actually working, even if it is cheesy, like one that works. My favorite, and this is I think by default, and this year he did get a little bit more of a push, and I really didn't know how he was going to make it work with the style of his character. But Orange Cassidy is, I think, someone that is just going to win over constantly.
That is a fine candidate.
I mean, it's his approach, man. And granted, it's not just this year. It's not just this year, but if we can be real, like he was a fan favorite because of the shtick and whatever he's doing, he is making a gimmick out of his character. But now you're putting him in main events and you're giving him like title opportunities and you're having him take these real spots and he is pulling off real moves. He's not just the guy with his hands in his pockets anymore. And he's technical, right? And he has been in the game a long time. You know, from what I'm gathering,
he's doing the same shit he's always been able to do, but they're showcasing him, and it's
it's working. He's funny.
He's working. That's why he's over, and it's working. He's like, I didn't know there was longevity in the character.
Yes,
but it's working. It's fun.
Yes. They're making it work anyways. You know, would he get buried in WWE and be the Crash Holly? Yes, absolutely.
Everyone will get buried in WWE. And fired. That's what we've learned.
But AEW is doing great with him.
Okay, my best gimmick is easily Danhausen.
Okay.
Do you know Danhausen? You know Danhausen.
Briefly, yes.
You want to talk a little bit. You want to talk comedy. You want to talk like in-ring work. The guy's a solid worker, and he's fucking hilarious. He's currently injured. He's running a ton of videos. Everything is like injured Hausen. Just he's got a friendship relationship with every indie wrestler. It seems like CM Punk knows him.
Yes, because the Punk thing I was gonna say. He's blown up
lately. Valkyrie knows him. Like everyone tweets him. Like get well. He's fucking hilarious. I started seeing his face. I had to figure out what he was, and right before he joined Ring of Honor, I started looking into this guy, watching his matches, seeing the face paint, the videos, the promos. I like him. Danhausen's gonna go far. Like we just said with Orange Cassidy, if that guy can get over on TV, Danhausen, it's just a matter of time. Ring of Honor shut its doors. That's something we can talk about later on. So there's definitely opportunity for Danhausen to sign with All Elite Hausen.
All Elite Hausen, Wolfhausen potentially or something, right?
Yeah. So I also have a worst gimmicks category.
Okay, go for it. What are some honorable mentions though? Let's go through some honorable mentions first because I feel like there's more. Yeah, there's more to just Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
God, what do we got? There's not a lot of like true gimmicks where someone's really somebody else, okay? Because like Kenny Omega, what's his name, Tyler Smith or whatever. How different is he from that person? He's still like the nerd who can physically beat your ass in the ring. I don't think a lot of those AEW guys are maybe Luchasaurus.
What about Darby Allin? Did Darby Allin peak? Is that character overplayed?
No, there's. Hey, he's over. I think he's gonna like end his career somehow because he's so fast and violent crazy. In the ring. I mean, he could definitely be like I guess
Sting matchup. The Sting matchup I thought was kind of corny, right? They had that. They also had that.
He'd be insulted if you awarded him that. I'm not a gimmick. Okay, well, you're Wrestler of the Year. Bye.
You think he's Wrestler of the Year?
I don't know. Some people probably do. He's probably like I don't know. We're 30. We're what? 45, 34, 32. What do I can still tell Jason 28, right?
I feel like I'm 45 sometimes.
Oh God, trust me, yeah. But we're older now, okay? So we're not like the dumbasses in high school right now that are we just lost a lot of viewers. That like probably like Darby Allin or like the Best Friends gimmick or
is it safe to say he's like because he's got that cult of personality, right? I mean,
no, that's the other guy.
I don't want to say that it's a weird comparison, but is he like this generation's Raven? Is he this generation's dark, like emo character? Like he's not even that dark though. He's really just like out there. He's just
he's this generation's Sting, I guess.
Or is he though? No, man. Sting is a technical prowess. Sting, because it's an odd couple type of team. It's not because they're alike. Sting is a world champion technical. I mean, not saying that Darby Allin can't be, but he doesn't have that character and that build to begin with. He's a scrawny dude. No, man. At best he wins a world heavyweight title and has like decent matches during his reign, but he's not your traditional world champion by any means. He's not your tradition. And that's what makes him like the Raven. Raven, you know, if there's a list of characters that were underutilized in WWE during the invasion or during some sort of merge that they were working on, some sort of cross angle, it was fucking Raven. Putting him on that stupid PC fucking whatever that stupid group was and having him be, he was a part of that group with Val Venus, wasn't he?
He wasn't in
he
Right to Censor, no. But he was always
No?
in the hardcore division and relegated to bullshit. Like, Vince didn't like him or thought he was dirty. Like, there was no way he was going to get a push. Do you have any worst gimmick suggestions? There was no, like, 2021 Eugene or anything like that. There was no, like, Snitsky punting a baby in 2021, so... I'll tell you mine.
Val Venus and Raven did have a match together, but I could have swore Raven got recruited to fucking Right to Censor.
Nope. I'm gonna go through my top 3 worst gimmicks of the year. All right,
let's hear it.
The Young Bucks sidekick Brandon Cutler. Okay, he comes out. He's their bitch boy. He's got a camera. He has cold spray. It's kind of stupid. It's definitely a whack gimmick. I don't like it. Okay. He's really their camera guy for being the elite. But
I was gonna say, how is he taller than both these dudes?
I don't know. They're all from Rancho Cucamonga, so shouts to the IE.
Yo, IE, what up?
Yeah, hold up. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Ow. There we go. All right, so Reginald is gonna be my second worst gimmick of the year. He was just fucking stupid. Okay, so like he's a super talented dude. Now he's switched over. His name's Reggie. He doesn't have the French accent. He was originally Carmela Smollier. It was a dumbass gimmick. Okay, now Reggie is.
He was like an expert in Carmella.
He was an expert in Somalians. Is that what?
A sommelier is like a wine
an expert in wine. Yeah.
So
and he was supposed to be from France, but really he like worked at Cirque du Soleil, and he could do all these flips, and he's a super cruiserweight flyer dude. He does like a front flip volley go round guy. Yeah, he's fun to watch, but that's a terrible gimmick, and they've abandoned it now. Thank God. Number 1 worst gimmick of the year. I hated seeing this guy, Caleb with the K.
What? Who is this?
This is Caleb Conley. He's a wrestler down there at Impact Wrestling. He's not that bad. He used to be teamed up with Trevor Lee, now going by Cameron Grimes at NXT. But now Caleb with a K is part of the Influence with Tennille Dashwood, and they are influencers and all about social media. And so that's their gimmick. But Caleb with a K is whack as shit. The funny thing
whack as shit, Caleb. You're whack.
The funny thing, though, they scheduled this guy against Minoru Suzuki when he came to town. Suzuki beat the shit out of him. Smart marks were so mad.
Quick. Oh, go for it. I was going to say, real quick, Caleb with the K, if you're going to be a fucking influencer, for sure have more than 1,000 followers on Instagram, but this is some high school kid. So,
oh, God.
Some high school kid got Caleb with a K as their fucking Instagram handle. For the win.
Look, JB, look him up. See if he wants to come on. Yeah, no, the kid too.
Oh,
whichever.
No.
I don't even care. Next category. Let's go. Best debut, worst debut. There was a lot of these.
Ooh.
Okay, a total of like what was the number? 80 billion wrestlers were released this year.
Hold on. The best meme of 2021 up there, maybe not the best meme, but one of the best memes of 2021 was insert generic wrestler is all elite wrestling. That was like and you were getting fucking Chris Benoit is all elite wrestling. Like you were getting shits, bro.
What was fucked up about that is you had
someone
Owen
got
Hart.
fired for like assault in the Hollywood scene, and it was like fucking such and such is all elite wrestling because he got fired from like
they
fucking
made
movie.
An Owen Hart is all elite, and I was like, oh man, and then I looked at it was official because his estate signed that deal, and I was like, oh no, not Owen too, everybody.
Yeah. Bro, but that's legit though. I mean, hey, if the WWF and the Hearts have a very contentious relationship. If you're going to have any wrestling organization proudly represent, I think, the Hart family in a way, you have AEW, man. They're killing it. Yeah. They're killing it. Fuck yeah. No.
All right, so we're going to do best debut, worst debut. Okay, so it's pretty much what you just said. All the AEW debuts, some they did right, some they didn't do right. And the other thing I saw recently, because it said Kevin Owens is all elite, and he just re-signed with WWE, so that's not even happening. So that's kind of funny. I want to just say, worst debut, hands down, Daniel Bryan.
Wow, really?
Yeah, no, it was terrible because that's what
Why?
he did. He walked out with a fucking smile and a white t-shirt on his face, and nothing was intimidating about him. That was for his match, like fucking weeks later.
Daniel Bryan. He's Bryan Daniels, dude.
Oh, dude, it was whack. He walked out. He just looked too happy. I didn't like it. All right.
He's Bryan Daniels, Bryanson. Dude, he's fucking everybody. That's his name. He says his name like he's like squared. He's himself squared. He's like the epitome of he's the epitome of a wrestler unplugging from the Matrix and being in the real world. He is like that wrestler.
Are you on drugs?
No, dude, listen to me. He, from his Ring of Honor tenure, dude, he's been in the wrestling business since the early 2000s. He's a veteran. He's a veteran that's well respected, and he's probably one of the most famous wrestlers among like the younger generations, especially with the whole
was
thing.
Awful. All the internet knew about it, and it was just at the end of the show.
It was a victory. It was a victory. It was a bad
debut.
Him. No, man, listen. It was
bad
a
debut.
No.
Bad debut. Bad.
To say that was a no, listen, let me have my second for a minute. To say that it was a bad debut is to completely unacknowledge what Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, whatever name he's going by in AEW. I get him confused because one's his real name and he goes by the opposite with certain organizations, WWF.
The American Dragon.
Bryan Danielson. Yes, but he had to change it to fucking Daniel Bryan in WWF because they're fucking stupid.
Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson. He is the fucking that's just him. He changed okay, what do you do when you get a wrestling name? You pick something cool. You don't just pick your name backwards. Like, that's fucking stupid. And that's what they did with him in WWF. And it's like, okay, what are you doing here? When he went from Ring of Honor to WWF, you were honestly thinking he was going to get buried. You thought that it was going to be like a squash. And they did. They played on that. They played on the fact that he would never beat Triple H. He would never be the World Heavyweight Champion. Him and Stephanie made fun of him, and it was stupid. The Yes Gimmick was done.
Okay, so he can be fine, but it's still a bad debut.
He's walking out on AEW, and people just wanted to see him wrestle. And he was like, yo.
Bad debut.
I'm here, son. This is me. I'm here. You knew I was going to be here. Of course I'm here. What up? Party?
Bad debut.
Oh, come on, son. You're crazy.
Third best debut, CM Punk.
Third best? I thought we were going over worst.
Oh yeah, no, that was the worst. I only had one, and now I'm doing the third. This is the third best.
Okay, all right.
Top three. Number 3, CM Punk, best debut in AEW.
Yeah,
not number 1, not number 2. He's at 3 because he suffered the same problem as Bryan Danielson, Bryson Danson. Is that
Danson,
Hanson, smiling Brian to fly in, Dan Boy, whatever. Everyone knew about the CM Punk debut, so they just
everybody knew about everything because we have the internet.
What was cool about it was fucking ice cream bars, bro.
Okay, listen.
Everyone got an ice cream bar, and it's like his hometown, all that shit. All right, so that was cool. Okay, so I give it to CM Punk. Sold a shit ton of those shirts. That was dope. I liked it. Oh, I couldn't hit the.
What's the second one? What's the second one, sweetheart?
Second one? Oh, do I have a picture reference for this? Oh shit, these interns are fucking terrible. What? We don't? Oh, okay, yeah, we don't have any video reference for this. Adam Cole, the Boom.
Yep.
He came out right before Bryan Danson.
Branson
Danson.
Yep. Danielson. Branson Danson.
And so everyone's chanting, yes, yes. And Adam Cole comes out and they're like, oh, and he does the boom. And then he's going to super kick the other guys. And he super kicks Bryan Daniel, the American Bryan Danielson.
The Daniel American.
Yeah, the real Bryan Daniel Bryanson.
Yes. Branson Danson.
Yeah, so Adam Cole's there. But no, the best debut hands down this year of any wrestler. And where's Nikki B? Because he will agree. It's Hook.
Okay, what is this? What is this hook?
It is hands down Hook. Send Hook. You don't know about Hook?
I don't.
Bro, this is... Do you know whose son this is?
Hold on.
Oh, you slow mother...
Oh no. Oh, he booted himself. He didn't even boot me. He booted himself.
You don't know who Hook is? All right? You don't know
is-
why he would be named Hook, okay?
The
From like
Hook
Red
is...
Hook?
Oh, Taz's kid?
That's Taz's son, motherfucker. That's Hook.
Wow.
They said send Hook. You see the orange and the Hook sent, bro.
Wow.
Hook. He made his AEW debut, beat the shit out of Fuego del Sol.
Bro,
Take a wild guess what his finishing move was.
The Taz mission, son. Get it. Hey, but listen. Fuck. Okay, can this be my...
Rename the Taz mission after all these years.
To what?
That submission move is now known as Red Rum.
Red Rub. Really?
Red Rum.
Red Rum. Like
murder.
Shining. Yeah. Okay, cool. So
Red Rum.
Yes, listen.
I know that.
As
Red Rum.
My call to please... Wow. You did that? My call to the wrestling world. They used to get, and I look back on it now and I go, thank you for doing this. But when Taz in ECW would lock on the Taz mission, they would refer to it as the Mata Leon, which is in fact a rear naked choke in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it stands for lion tamer or lion killer or whatever. Killer. Yeah, Mata Leon, right?
It means one who sleeps with lions, but also devours
what
them.
did they call the Taz mission? They didn't call it the Mata Leon. They called it the... Joey Styles used to call it the...
Oh yeah, he was the modern day fucking Mauro Ranallo, and he knew all that shit. He'd call it
so
something
anyways,
else.
They would... Oh, the Kata Hajime. Yes. The Kata Hajime. The Kata Hajime. He is locked in. The Kata Hajime. And it is that fucking little... What it is it's a hold. It's like a cop hold. And what you do is you go under one arm and you do like a full Nelson. So the one arm is up and you do it, or a half Nelson. You're doing a half Nelson. So the full Nelson is where, the full Nelson is where you're going to put both of your hands under the opponent's armpits and go behind their head, right? Move the
and
graphic.
Fuego del Sol is out cold.
Move the graphic.
Like that?
My opponent's going to be this way. I'm going to come up underneath the opponent, and then I'm going to go under his armpits and wrap my hands.
Don't you charge for these instructions?
Around the head. Okay, that's a full Nelson, a legitimate wrestling move. A half Nelson is when you're going to go half side, right? So the Kata Hajime is where you go under the half side behind the head, like you see him doing there, and then you go under the neck like a sleeper hold, okay? What it really is you're supposed to really force the half Nelson, and you're just supposed to go like under the neck. It's just supposed to be a hold to restrain somebody. It's not supposed to be a choke, but they turn it into an actual fucking hold, which is awesome because it does have roots to like Japanese jiu-jitsu, and it's fucking... So anyways, long story short, if you're going to make it relevant in 2021 with how big jiu-jitsu is and how big submission grappling wrestling has become, and the very natural crossover of mixed martial arts and wrestling that you see constantly, not just in its early days, but even now.
Oh, no, I'm going to boot him if he keeps on.
You have to acknowledge that people are going to understand what's bullshit, especially since Brock Lesnar had like a Kimura and shit in the WWF. Like, you have to put on...
That Kimura was bullshit because all he did was go...
No, but he had... Listen, we all know wrestling's fake. He had a real grip. He had the real actual gable grip. He would do a gable grip, or he would do the wrist over grip.
Have you seen the way that girls lock in the submission moves?
And Brock Lesnar would really torque to the back. He wasn't actually applying it, right? There was no resistance. The other wrestler getting it could have easily rolled, could have done different things. But the fact that he had proper grip and things, it worked. Ken Shamrock did the same thing with the ankle lock. He also grabbed the ankle lock with the figure four grip, the proper figure four grip. I tap people to the ankle lock constantly. The Ken Shamrock ankle lock is a legit move. You can't make it dramatic and have the guy's leg be loose. all the dude has to do is roll to his back and his ankle's not twisted anymore. But you sit on someone's back, or you grab their ankle from sitting in front of them and you twist it that way and you tap people out. I have tapped people out to the Ken Shamrock ankle lock. It's a legit move. The wrestling crossover is great.
That's
but
great.
when you put up this still,
awesome.
when you put this still up, put it up.
Oh man, there's so many pictures you have right here.
Put it up. Put up the
Phoenix.
You
have no idea.
Put up Homeboy gets
Fuego del Sol. Who's from Alabama?
Sol,
let me say that luchador is from Alabama.
Hook, son, get it.
Yeah, Hook. Look him up.
Damn, he looks like Taz right there with a fucking mean ass underbite.
Yeah, his hair is ridiculous. Your boy Nikki B is like in love with him.
Shoutouts to Nick Bartoli, son.
Should we do worst match of the year?
Yeah, we can. I have a candidate for it for sure.
All right, so I don't have graphics for all these, so it'll be easy. Okay. Actually, according to my list, I only have top 4. Top 4, I have a graphic for. It's fairly recent. It was Cody versus Andrade from the recent episode of Dynamite. I think you saw it.
I didn't see the most recent episode.
It wasn't the most recent. It was a couple weeks ago. They had a flaming table spot. Cody does a reverse superplex off the top rope. And the placement is just shit. And he ends up going through the table more than Andrade. Burned the shit out of his back. It was a terrible spot. I just think he's an idiot for it. But at least it was a decent match until that segment. That was just dumb. Anything Cody does is dumb. Number 3, Damien Priest versus The Miz at Backlash. This was the zombie lumberjack match. Damien Priest won when The Miz was devoured by zombies.
Now, keep in mind, this is number 1 on most people's lists. Yep. Most people's lists. This isn't one on mine either because I felt like it was the go-to. But I'm curious as to your number 1 because this was number 1 on most, if not all, major lists.
No, so check this out. Number 2, Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie at SummerSlam.
Yes, also on many lists.
Alexa Bliss had a terrible 2021. It's good they took her off TV. They could repackage her. She got with the Fiend. The Fiend got fired. All this shit was stupid. Eva Marie can't wrestle. You pair her with Alexa Bliss, who at this point isn't really wrestling much, and the whole match centered around the doll Lily. It was terrible. I hated it. Number 1 on this list, Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. Super unfair match. Bianca Belair is your women's champ, reigning for WrestleMania, and then you have Becky Lynch return out of nowhere and win the fucking title, and it just disrespected her. A 7-second victory. It's like, who does that help? Who does that favor? That's stupid. Shouldn't have done it. Bad booking. Bad match. SummerSlam in general was a shitty show because, you know what? Number 5 I'll put on there is that Lashley Goldberg match. That sucked too, and that was at SummerSlam. SummerSlam is like the second biggest event of the year, really. Man. At least it used to be. Like growing up, I got to go to a SummerSlam because we didn't get a WrestleMania for a while, like in NorCal, and I went to that. It was dope. But I mean, I think SummerSlam was bigger than Royal Rumbles and Survivor Series at that point. And now SummerSlam was a shit show. I don't think it matters anymore. These shows lose like more and more relevancy and nostalgia and like everything that made a pay-per-view special. It doesn't matter. They could rebrand all of them, lose the names. It doesn't matter anymore, dude. It's like they used to have unique sets. They don't have that anymore. It really It's shitty.
So this, I mean, and this may be kind of hard to rate, and you can rate them on different scales versus like technicality and what goes right, and like what if it's a good gimmick match or if it makes sense for a storyline, or like one that sticks out to me like this year for being just, it doesn't make any sense would probably be like that stupid battle royale they had at Survivor Series or SummerSlam, or where also won or whatever his fucking name is. Omos, yeah, fucking AJ's boy.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And like you had brand people eliminating each other, and it's like, okay, like the brand extensions in 2021 stupid to begin with, but The fact that you have this match that was
now they're network driven because they're literally on competing networks.
Yeah.
Like for the first time, if you notice this time, they had Raw shirts with USA logos and SmackDown shirts with Fox logos. Like that was wild to me. I'm like, you're really pitting these guys against each other.
So in saying that, right, and in all your examples, I believe were WWE matches as well. So what does it say when like your top 5-10 worst WWE matches or worst matches in wrestling are WWE? Like,
there's a ton of bad AEW matches. I just feel like
probably because of technicality, right? Or you get guys that are maybe green, or
they've definitely had bad booking, and they've done like, I'm not going to say they made the same mistakes WWE does, but they've had bad booking too. And they pit guys like, I don't care how talented and young upstart you are. Like, I don't want to see Lee Moriarty in the fucking main event. It's like, who the fuck are you, and why? Where the fuck is Brian Cage at? Like guys that like where's Lance Archer at? Where's the guys that should be the top guys? And I don't know, man. I try to think, would 13-year-old me like AEW today? Because is this how we fantasy booked the video game when we were kids? Was this our ideal? Like, I don't know where it comes from. They try to put over the young guys and give them a spot.
I'll be honest.
That's good, but then they give them way too much, and it's like, I don't want to fucking see it.
I admire your detail to the video game era of like the wrestling world we're from, right? But the real wrestling on TV, the Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, those days of wrestling were always so much more exciting because you didn't know what was going to happen. And that's where I think we lost
surprises.
Yes, and like the fantasy drafting and the fucking picking your own matches and your own champs. Nah, man, Stone Cold's your champion for 10 years and it's not fun. Like, trust. That's like in a fantasy world, you would have it go in ways that you see fit. And like, yeah, you only evolve like over the years, but like as you're younger, you take things in at different frames. And like when they throw these stories, because it is planned out, they're 4 or 5 steps ahead of where you're at as far as absorbing the story. And I think where we lose our appeal as we get older, because everybody's a wrestling fan when they're younger, right? But they lose it.
It's still real to me, damn it.
We start to get that consciousness shift, and we got reality, right? And we got things distracting us. And then we're like, oh, those punches aren't real. Maybe somebody got in a fight in high school or some shit, or like maybe, and then you're just like, oh man, it is fake. Or you find out the real shit about wrestling and you're like, man, I can't suspend my belief anymore because it's corny. Like, I get that it's not real. What gravitated you when you were younger is that it was real. And like, at least with AEW, you're getting technicality. At least with AEW, you're getting gimmicks that for the most part work. You're not given shitty gimmicks all the time. Yeah, not everything's going to stick.
It's the
and that makes
stories that drive me in. And yes, I feel like AEW doesn't hit it out the park like 10.
But 10 WWF doesn't either.
WWE gets it wrong, guaranteed every time. It shocks me when they do something right now.
And so when you have AEW performing well,
it never used to be as bad.
When they're performing well, which is nice, it
never is bad.
That's what's bad. I've watched more AEW this year than I have WWF, 100%. Because it's to me, it's the ECW of 2021. It's the fuck, man. It's the late 90s era of wrestling in 2021. That's what it is. It's the ECW, the 98 WWF and WCW, the 99 Attitude Era, like NWO shit. It's the good. And that's what's beautiful is you get both, dude. You get great storytelling with Kenny Omega in the beginning. And I've told you it's kind of shticky now, although the Adam Page stuff is nice. But in the beginning, when you had him being the best wrestler, and like holding all 3 titles and being the king of the world, but he was also like cheating the whole time. It's just like, dude, that's brilliant. That's brilliant storytelling because it's like there is one guy that can have all the belts and like it is wrestling and he can just go and do what he wants. But then you get Christian Cage fucking returning, and us marks that are super into wrestling back in the day love to see that shit. Love to see Christian Cage fucking take whatever the stupid Omega move is on a fucking chair and kick out. That shit's
V-trigger?
Ball. No,
you mean the one-winged angel.
Yes, the one-winged angel. When he takes it on the fucking chair and kicks out, 12-year-old Brian's going, fuck yes, dude. Yes.
Fun fact, all his moves are named after Final Fantasy VII moves,
yeah,
I
dude,
believe.
He's a fucking mark. He's a nerd.
He's a
Kenny
nerd.
Omega's a fucking nerd, bro.
Do you have a vote for worst wrestler of the year? I think a fair vote would be Alexa Bliss. Not her fault, but the way they booked her.
I didn't give you my worst match, and let me give you my worst match.
Yeah, give me a worst match.
Randy Orton versus The Fiend. Randy Orton versus The Fiend is what I would say is a prime example of WWE not giving a fuck. They're just like, oh, we're going to fucking throw these guys in a match because they're names and people like them and it's a storyline and we're just going to keep it going. And even though it's stale, anybody else tired of the fucking Randy Orton versus The Fiend? I am. Anybody else tired of Alexa Bliss being a fucking weirdo? I am. Anybody else tired of fucking the Fiend in general and the red matches and Randy Orton? I am. Like, come on. This, and then you have like this whole, the Fiend's not gonna fucking stick around and he's gonna fucking, and that
the Fiend was cool. Teaming with Randy was cool. That match wasn't cool
that
because
got old.
That got old. No, it got old, and there was no continuity. You would have a match one month where the Fiend is like not selling anything, and he's indestructible. The next month it's like
jackhammers from Goldberg. Yeah,
and then the next month he's afraid of Alexa Bliss, and so they flip her character to reinvent him again. And then by the time he's released, she's left out to dry. But the problem with that WrestleMania match.
No, it wasn't the WrestleMania match. It's the fucking one where he gets the one where she distracts him. She's got that shitty ass haircut. Was it WrestleMania?
It's WrestleMania where she comes out that giant Jack in the Box and has the black blood coming out her head with the crown. Yeah, because he gets distracted. Randy hits him with one RKO. And that's all it takes to defeat him. It was fucking stupid. Yeah. Continuity, people. Continuity.
Yeah. And Randy Orton had the horrible white trunks. White trunks don't work, guys. Listen, white trunks.
At WrestleMania, you'll notice a lot of people go for white and gold.
Yeah, because they want to ball out.
Yeah, well, it's special, so they think white's the way to go.
Lost its appeal. Yeah, because they want to copy Shawn in his fucking white and gold fucking in the hearts and shit, and they all want to come in on a zip line. Sorry, son, it's not 1996. Oh, that
zip line's terrible,
bro. Sorry.
My worst wrestler of the year is the guy I say you look like all the time. Worst wrestler?
You think I look like Cody Rhodes, you sick motherfucker?
Yeah.
Why is he the worst wrestler? I think the fact that they're booing him on purpose and he's just like he's eating it up and doing the shitty takes and the shitty.
Man, if you're hog watching, that's your background.
Yeah, you are, huh?
Okay, so here's why. Everything Cody touches turns to poop. Okay, I don't know if you know this. Breaking news: Cody eats poop. Cody Rhodes.
Whoa! Stop! Please, real quick. You just said everything he touches turns to poop. You realize that AEW is here because of him.
Okay, are you really going to credit Cody more than the Bucks and Kenny and Tony Khan?
I'm going to credit all of them. They're a team, sir. They're a team. If he was poison, it would be corrosive, and it's not corrosive. This is just a boring gimmick. It's stale. He is still wrestling.
He's overplayed, and he has no meaningful storyline.
He's the John Cena of AEW.
He is, but he's not even like good enough. It's just like, I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. Turn heel, do something fun. This shit's just. I'm over it.
Okay, am I an asshole? Am I an asshole because
you've always been a fucking asshole?
No. Listen, I can't suspend my belief in these certain scenarios. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad though. And listen. That is an example. The fire and the table bump and him getting burned. That is an example of when maybe it's safe to not go all in all the time. Listen, I know all in.
If I show his burned back, will I get kicked off TV?
No, you're fine. No. It's burns. It's 3rd-degree burns. No, you're fine.
It's a 2nd-degree burns. That's we don't have to call the legal department?
No, they blistered, didn't they?
I don't know. All right.
No, they were 3rd-degree burns, sir.
All right, hold on. Let's get some of these Cody pictures out of here. There's a lot of Cody.
They were 3rd-degree burns. Anyways, so with this, okay, John Cena.
I would love to see a John Cena versus Cody match today.
We're comparing the two because they are both overplayed and always there. They're not really relevant all the time. John Cena had this air of
Influence
invincibility,
on the
which was
company.
which was kind of annoying for a while. He was also the most requested Make-A-Wish person. So like, yeah, you have these certain powers. It's kind of weird. Not that Cody was that, but Cody has a lot of influence. Cody has a lot of power behind the AEW scenes, right? So what got me with the John Cena stuff is when they started breaking characters, or not breaking characters, when they started breaking that wall, when he would throw his armband or his fucking jersey or some shit and the crowd would throw it back. They're doing that with the belt now, where like Homeboy's getting mad because they're throwing the belt back so many times with Cody. Like, it's annoying, you know? But what I enjoyed about John Cena is he played into that. When it's that Christmas SmackDown episode or whatever, and he pulls the chair out, and he's like super excited that it's a fucking chair, and he gets that grin on his face, and everybody goes fucking crazy, and it's a meme now, right? Because it's John Cena getting a chair, and that's funny. Like, to me, that's like, okay, I can appreciate that when you're playing with us as the crowd, as us smart ones, when you're playing with us and you're giving us these little nods, that's fun to me. And Cody's doing that. Cody knows it's stale. Cody knows that he's just fucking he had to be in those positions because he helped build the company. And now it's kind of like, all right, dude, what are you doing? And he's just like, well, come on, what am I not going to do? Am I not going to be the face of the company? I have to be. He has to be, probably. The investors and the people that are really paying into it, the people that are his friends, probably want to see him on TV because he sells and he's good. And so he's going to play into this shtick that people don't like him, and the people are throwing the belt back, and he's, oh, am I going to go through the heel entrance or the face? What am I going to do? Am I going to do the what entrance? Like, he's playing into it. And it's like, okay, I enjoy that. I can have fun with that, Cody. I appreciate it.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Oh man, you're just you can't be
mad
at everybody.
I'm mad at Cody. Cody gets Cody.
What's the next topic? What's the next one?
I want to do best matches of 2021. I think I have a graphic for all of these. All right.
Yes.
Number 5 on my list. I think you saw this. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. This was
I did not.
Supposed to be their swan song. I believe Kyle O'Reilly is a free agent now, and Adam Cole is over at AEW. But man, this 2 out of 3 falls match was fucking wild. Adam Cole left as your winner, barely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was just tremendous.
Dang. I did not see that.
Number 4 from the same show, Walter versus Elia Draganov for the NXT UK title.
Yes.
Hard hitting as fuck, yes, bro.
Yeah, we watched this one together. But I think we just watched this match. I think you showed me this for the specifics.
That's Adam Cole.
I was going to say, that's a different match, yeah.
That's Adam Cole.
You showed me this match specifically, and yeah, man. So, as being a combat sports enthusiast, this is where wrestling and the real world combine. And
UK
as a fan, I can appreciate the old catch can wrestling shit. You know, the old real brutal bumps, the real shoulder bumps, the real chops.
Catch can? Is that a country like catch can, or is that his catch can?
Catch as catch can. Catch is catch can wrestling, and it's basically like
I thought it was a certain country. Catch can.
No.
Like you could just be catch can.
That's fucking hilarious. Catch as catch can. That is hilarious. No, but these guys were really throwing shoulders, and you know, the reason I'm a wrestling fan, and I was privileged with finding this out early on, having friends that were absorbed in the sport, like Matt and Nikki B, shout out. We grew up with this shit, and I was able to do a persuasive essay, and I got an A because I was able to convince people that fucking wrestling wasn't fake, and I showed them the mankind going off the cage. My point being, wrestlers take real bumps, and they put their bodies on the lines, and they are putting themselves in real danger in certain situations, and they need to be athletic, and they need to be strong, and they need to be able to put their bodies through a lot of pressure. And this match is an example of doing that in the traditional way. They didn't go through tables, they didn't fucking take chair shots or get thrown on fucking thumbtacks. They did so in a way that was fucking a fucking fight. And you said you got a headache after watching it. Their chests were beat ass red. They took chops, kicks. I mean, yeah, this was a fucking brutal match, and it hurt. It hurt to watch.
That match hurt. This next match hurt. Kazuchika Okada versus Will Osprey. Wrestle Kingdom 15. This was great because this was the crowning of Will Osprey as a top guy and leading into his year. I mean, really, he took over 2021 in New Japan, and Okada was his stable leader, the faction that he's a part of, Chaos. He broke apart from them and started his own United Empire. It was dope as shit. Definitely a good match. I mean, those guys can't have a bad match, but you pit them together. It was fucking incredible. I liked it. The Wrestle Kingdom every year has like match of the year candidates, so not shocking.
Are we doing the?
I'm working on it. I'm talking to the interns. We're trying to trying to do some Wrestle Kingdom coverage. I've been talking to Tokyo.
We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. No, we don't talk about it.
Yeah,
We don't talk about it.
They're
We
on a
don't talk about
different
it. It's big news.
No one else has this on their list, but you know what? Fuck it, I do. Christian versus Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory, okay? Because it had a perfect ending, okay? Josh Alexander wins the championship and Moose calls his shot. So really, you make
in front of his daughter,
in front of his fucking family,
and his fucking
in front
wife,
of his
son.
fucking family.
Wow.
It's so ugly. It was great. It was like a Money in the Bank cash in, but it was a
Look
call
at
your own shot gauntlet.
Look at Homeboy in the bottom left-hand corner with the chub. He's got a chub the size of a fucking mini carrot.
You hog watching?
Jacked is all fucking watching Moose hold that title. Okay. Speaking of this match, real quick, I did appreciate this match because Josh Alexander, again representing traditional wrestling, seems to put on some pretty technical matches. Christian,
Canadian.
And this is my segue to my first match. I appreciated Christian, making his return and coming back to AEW, and that having been part of the announcement they had from that pay-per-view that me and Matt did a stream for. I believe you can check it out if I'm not mistaken. At our that's for people to check out, right, on our YouTube channel. You're on mute.
Fucking interns. I swear to God, I'm gonna fire all of them. Yeah, no, we covered Christian's debut with AEW. It was dope.
Yeah.
And now he's basically an Impact.
So right. And so I appreciated this match because he did put on a good match with Josh Alexander, and yes, the finish was pretty fucking...
He's in AEW and now he's finished up with Impact. That's what it is. That's confusing.
Pretty monumentous situation here. Anyways, one of my matches of the year was Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega.
Oh yeah,
that's on my list. Seeing Christian Cage take a fucking one-winged angel.
I think that's on the first ever Rampage for the Impact World title, and Christian takes the Impact title off of Omega.
It kicked out of a one-winged angel through a chair. Not many people kick out of the one-winged angel. I believe Rey Fenix kicked out of 2.
Okada kicked out of like 1.
Yeah, it's rare.
Now they're starting to kick out more. It's getting stupid.
Yeah, but during his New Japan days, people weren't kicking out. You got hit with the one-winged angel, it was over. And so Christian not only kicked out of 1, but it was onto a steel chair, which is a fucking gnarly bump to take at Christian's age. It was a fucking great match. And yeah, that was at the time where fucking Kenny Omega had 3 different titles: the AAA title, the fucking Impact World title, and the AEW World Heavyweight title. And Christian was able to take the Impact World title from him on a Rampage event, which was pretty fucking crazy. And it was early on in that little collaboration period that they were working on. And that was at the hype of this year's little wrestling kick. The hype was mid-year when you were getting the Kenny Omega Christian shit. When you knew CM Punk and Bryan Danielson were fucking coming over. That was the hype of AEW and wrestling this year. And kudos to them for leading that charge. But yeah, that's one of my favorite matches of the year. One of them.
Okay, so this is going to be like the most Mark answer to go with, but it's true.
Oh, no.
Match of the year.
I thought you had 5. I thought you had 5 matches. You only went through 3.
What did I say? No, I did.
No, you did.
We did Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, Walter and Elia.
You didn't go over the Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly one.
Yeah, I did. I clicked the picture.
Oh, but you didn't talk about it. There was like a chain and shit. You didn't talk about it.
It was 3 stages, and it was like basically
the
blow off of their big rivalry.
What was the other matches? Christian Cage, Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander versus Christian Cage was number 2 that we just covered, and the number 1 that
what was 3?
Okay, timeout. Now we're confused. I'll recap the whole fucking top 5.
Yes, thank you.
Number 5, Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, the 3 stages of hell. Yes.
Number 4, Walter versus Elia Draganov.
Yes.
Number 3, Osprey versus Okada.
Oh, I missed that one. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah. So your fault.
Yeah.
Now that all the viewers are confused because you were confused.
Yeah, I know that.
You get the boot. First boot of the night. Okay, so number 3 is Osprey versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 15. Number 2, Josh Alexander versus Christian at Bound for Glory that we just went over. And number 1, Osprey versus Shingo Takagi at Dontaku. This match was crazy. It was Will Ospreay's year holding the IWGP Heavyweight title, and it was just a sick match. I mean, dude, everything he touches turns to gold, unlike Cody. Hard-hitting Shingo as well, coming into his own. I mean, this is a match that Dave Meltzer gave 5 stars. Oh, that's Okada. That's different. That's from the other one. Everything Ospreay did, though, they went all the way with him, and if it wasn't for the neck injury, he'd probably still be holding the belt. But New Japan seems to do it right. You know, they give the right guys the belt and go with them. When Ospreay went down, Shingo got a rematch and took that belt off him. And now Ospreay's down and out, and the belt's been passed around. Wrestle Kingdom's shaping up to be sick, though, so I liked all that. Do you have any suggestions for wrestler of the?
Well, yeah, I have my match of the year.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, my match.
I'm gonna screw up your countdown though.
Oh, you can. I've only given you 2, so the last one I had, and the one I'm about to give you.
All right, is this 1 or 2?
This is 1.
All right, so number 2.
Christian Cage, Kenny Omega was my number 2. My number 1 is going to be Kenny Omega versus Rey Fenix from earlier this year. Rey Fenix kicking out of 3, count them 3, one-winged angels. And, Kenny Omega in New Japan Pro Wrestling, for the New Japan Pro Wrestling that I do watch, that's just something different, man. His matches with Will Ospreay, his Bullet Club like integrations that he's had, like it's weird because he's become, I think, like the biggest wrestler in the States from the like mark perspective, right? Because he was the king of 3 organizations, and he is probably the biggest wrestler outside of WWE as far as notoriety and stuff goes. And his matches in just New Japan hit different for whatever reason. I don't know if because they focus more on the longevity of the matches and them lasting 30 minutes and it being really emotionally drawn out, and like there being a lot of story to be told behind the matches. What was his fucking homeboy, the Beautiful Blondes? What was his tag team partner?
Brian Pillman?
No, not the Beautiful Blondes. I'm sorry. Kenny Omega's partner in New
Kota
Japan.
Ibushi. You're talking the Golden Lovers.
The Golden Lovers, yes.
Yeah, Kota Ibushi was also a top guy this year.
Yeah, man, but him and Kenny in New Japan over the last 3 years was just something to like really watch and like take in. And that's what got me into New Japan. When it would come on after the MMA shit, I'd be like, oh shit, Kenny, I know who Kenny Omega is, obviously, from back in the day. But like really taking in the storyline with him and the homeboy, and the homeboy making his return after announcing his retirement, and like then seeing him come to AEW and really being recognized as a great wrestler, not just an international wrestler who's known in the international wrestling community, or maybe in the wrestling community known as a really good wrestler but never really got his chance. Nah, man, Kenny Omega was really given a chance, and that was nice to watch, I think.
Oh yeah, they built the company around him. If you watch, like, they kind of got the booking wrong for him, and he kind of went away. When he came back, he just made that huge heel turn with Don Callis, and the heel turn was perfect. I think that's where Kenny took off. Like, I always look at AEW from the perspective that, like, how many of these smart marks are like, or the fans in general, followed Kenny throughout that whole Bullet Club run to understand Kenny's personality and like background. Like, if you were to understand all the AEW storylines, you have to watch so much other content. Like, Being the Elite is one of them that you would have to watch a shit ton of. You would have to know all the backgrounds of these guys being in Japan together. It's a lot to sink in, but I like the way Kenny ran 2021 for sure.
Yeah.
Not many people had a better year than him. You want to
True.
do best wrestler list?
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this baby up on a high note.
All right. I think I have a top 4 list. Wow.
Go for it.
All right. Number 5, let's just give it to fucking Orange Cassidy because he's so over and he doesn't have to do much. It's the best gimmick ever. I would love for I would love the old guys like to see and see him like he has the perfect gimmick. He doesn't do too much. He goes home. I bet he doesn't hurt at all. Like half thumbs up. He's got an easy life, man.
He's my number 3. Let me give you my number 2 because I don't think it's a tandem, and I don't think my number 2s. I don't think my number 2s are going to be recognized by you, and I think they deserve it. And then I want you to give me a couple, and we'll both go number 1.
Whatever. Who?
My number 2s, Edge and Christian, and I say that as a nod to the team.
No, they're not. They haven't been a team in like 20 years.
I'm not calling it a team. I'm just calling their comebacks really, really good. The Seth Rollins Edge match was another phenomenal match. Probably deserves to be on a lot of people's lists, right? Crown Jewel was the event, I believe it was.
Crown Jewel. That wasn't a bad one.
It wasn't, and Edge has put on some good performances. Edge and Randy Orton's match from earlier this year was really good, and that was like a lot of backstage shit, which you don't really, I think, expect.
It went on too much, and they had the Benoit kill segment, and that bummed me out.
It did, and that was a little weird, but at the same time, you were kind of like, okay, listen,
I don't forgive him.
Edge is coming back and putting himself in like he did have a serious injury at one point. Now he's putting himself in like some pretty physical altercations as a wrestler. That's a big nod. He gets my respect. And same with Christian, man. Christian has had his own history of injuries. He came back and won the Impact World Heavyweight Championship again in a great match against Kenny Omega. He had the match with Josh Alexander. He's been recognized as, I think, a prime talent. A lot of people thought that a lot of people
acknowledge me.
A lot of people think that his announcement at that AEW event was a little stale. I think that event in itself is one of the biggest disappointments of the year. That AEW event with Christian being announced, they had the death match. There was a couple other things that went on.
Revolution.
Yeah. I don't know, or not the death match, but there's a couple things that
happened.
The
death match was fucking stupid, though.
The Sting fucking Darby Allin match, that's what it was. It was a bunch of different shit going on at that event. But anyways, I thought Christian, even though he had a little bit of a...
That was a bloody Draganov. And these interns don't know where to put these photos.
That a little bit of a lackluster return to wrestling. I think he's done a great job capitalizing on it. So those two guys both, they share my number 2 spot.
Your number 1?
No, give me your 4. Give me your 4, 3, and 2.
All right. I had a top 4, so I guess it's number 5.
3 and 2.
I'm just gonna go number 5, Will Ospreay. For
you already did.
I've already mentioned. Oh no, fuck it. I want to change it to Will Ospreay now because it makes more sense. Yeah, fuck Orange Cassidy. I changed my mind. All right, so yeah,
he's still my number 3.
Oh man, number 4, best wrestler of 2021. Yo, came into his own. Josh Alexander, the walking weapon. I really got to hand it to this guy. He won the world title for all but like 2 seconds. Moose took it from him.
Unfortunate,
but he's a hell of a wrestler. Wears the headgear. He had the X Division title for a long ass time. And it's nice to see someone like that, like, Canadian dude, homegrown, going to Impact. He's on the way up, just upward trajectory. So it's cool to see it. Number 3, All About the Boom, Adam Cole. Yeah. He dominated NXT. He was like, the whole time he was there, he dominated NXT, but he really became the guy to lean on in everything. I mean, he's just the shit.
Adam Cole, baby.
He finished out strong. I think he only had like 30 days off before he debuted in AEW, so he was more consistent than a lot of other people who got cut.
Hey, that happened a lot, though. We didn't see much time between...
he didn't get cut. His contract ran out. So
I was going to say, we didn't see much time between the no-compete clauses. We saw people come in, like, pretty short.
Malachi Black.
Yeah.
It only took him 30 days because NXT guys had shorter contract lanes in their no competes were 30 days, whereas on the main roster it's 90. Number 2, best wrestler of 2021, the belt collector, Kenny Omega.
You just said number 2, the best wrestler of 2021, the belt collector. So is this your number 1 or number 2?
This is the best wrestler list.
Oh, you said okay. I didn't hear you say list.
And this is number 2.
Perfect. Are you ready for this?
What?
Kenny Omega's my number 1. So let me hear your opinions about it. I'll give you mine.
I mean, he won fucking everything. He won all the belts. Yep. He won the AAA belt he had. This is when they still were doing the TNA belt. They retired again.
Picture. Such a great picture.
They took them all.
This is Jericho.
Was a super dick. Yeah, he definitely
having
had some Jericho in him.
The
Super
undisputed
dickhead
title.
heel.
Yep, you have both belts around your shoulders. It means something. He had 3. This was the year that the casual USA wrestling fan, the casual WWE American wrestling fan learned about Kenny Omega. And I think for that, man, he's had a great career again through New Japan, all the other organizations he's been a part of, AAA, Impact, everywhere. He has made an impact everywhere he's gone. And if he's being recognized by his peers as being as great as he is, and now the casuals know about him and who he is and how important he is, it's a fucking great year, man. This is his year. I don't know if he's going to have a better one. I don't know if he's going to have one where he stands out more and makes a bigger impact wherever he's at. And for that, I mean, you got the crown, man. You've had your year. You've had all your time. The only thing you could do is go to WWE and fucking smash there. But it doesn't even matter at this point because you've gotten everything else. You're good.
Number 1. Best wrestler.
Let's hear it.
Best wrestler list of 2021. Best wrestler of 2021. Roman Reigns.
Oh, wow. I saw him top like 2 or 3 lists, and I thought that he was just too easy of an answer. I didn't want to put him in mine only because I didn't want to sound like a sucker, but I've liked the Roman Reigns twist.
Sucker.
Yeah.
Fuck the super marks.
I like the Roman Reigns twist that he's fed into that. Listen, and now this may sound shitty as fuck. This may sound shitty as fuck, but when they were trying to push him as a fucking face and they were booing him a couple WrestleManias ago, and it just wasn't working, and then he got
having cancer to stop booing him,
bro. But listen, I thought the whole cancer thing, right? I was like, oh man, now they're gonna start. No, I was like, oh, now they're not gonna stop cheering him. Now they're not going to stop cheering him because they were like, to me, Roman Reigns, he was like a rock. He was like, man, he's going to get a pop because of how good he is. You've already shoved him down like Cena. You've already shoved him down our throats so much that we're going to just, oh, it's Roman Reigns. We love him because he's Roman Reigns. And then the fucking cancer came back and I'm like, oh no, he's going to be the favorite all the time. And that's not good because if you did want an interesting storyline with him, you wouldn't get it. Because it's the sympathy card, whatever it may be. Bro, you have taken this Paul, and is it him or is it Paul Heyman? But this angle with him being hated and fucking his family up and fucking homeboy, his cousin up or his nephew,
that's what solidified the crowd turning on him is when he like fucked up both the Usos and then now like everyone's together and it's the
family. Yep.
The best work they've done in WWE has been centered around Roman Reigns, and they've only recently got it right with Kevin Owens, probably because he was about to leave the company, and until they recently re-signed him, he was out the door, according to everyone on the internet. Kevin Owens.
Oh, Owens. Yeah, bro, but he's getting bank. I mean, his statement said it, like, I got to take care of me and my family, like, bro,
now he is.
They're gonna fucking give you as much, and you know why though? Because he is like an Omega. Kevin Owens goes to AEW. People follow Kevin Owens to AEW. People follow him because he's a character. Just like if you lost, I'm not comparing him to Stone Cold because of the stunner.
I think they're just scared of all the friends getting together again.
Yeah, bro, because it's magic. Because that's fucking good shit. But listen, back in the day, you obviously Stone Cold, Triple H, The Rock, they're not getting transferred from company to company. But you know who also isn't getting transferred? Fucking a Jericho, a Kurt Angle. So that's why when Jericho came over, it was fucking wild because you're like, yo, he's a mainstay. He's a champion. He's a belt holder. And now he's jumping ship. That's fucking crazy. You're getting these champions that are jumping ship and dropping belts. Those are the big ones. Even if they're not the headliners of every event, those are the ones you don't want to let go. Kevin Owens, he takes people with him. You pay that man money because he gets you pops. He sells your merch and people fucking love him for who he is. And yeah, dude, that's a bag drop. A fucking huge one.
All right. Roman Reigns, number 1. Kenny Omega, number 2. That's how it goes in this world.
I mean, the Roman Reigns thing is just like, imagine if he left. Imagine if any of the fucking guys in the WWF that are worth a damn left.
I don't think anyone from that royal family would leave that company at this point. They're too well taken care of. They're built in. Like, I don't even know if AEW would get it right because WWE is getting it so right with them right now. So. And Paul Heyman's there. It's all cool.
Okay, can we talk about Lesnar falling flat on his like return?
Oh, because he's trying to be a babyface. I liked what he did with
Well, is
Sami
that
Zayn.
him? Is that him, or is that people? Is that WWF trying to push him?
Anything bad, I don't blame on the talent at this point. I just assume it's all bad creative. All of it sucks.
Fair.
It was kind of funny what he did to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn ended up sneaking his way and winning a battle royal for the fucking #1 contendership, and then Lesnar's like in the ring telling him, "No, you should do it tonight." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, do it tonight. You're not afraid. Yeah, do it tonight."
Wait, what?
And then he's like, "Okay, I'll do it tonight." And then Lesnar fucking F5s him a bunch of times. And then Roman comes down, the match starts, he gets speared and loses.
Oh man.
So coming soon at the end of the season when okay, I don't know if you know this, but because you're not in the playoffs, you suck. But COVID just prevented a ton of NFL games. So we're going to cover that and the whole playoff wrap up and who wins our fantasy football tournament. It's gonna be dope. Brian already cheated to get a t-shirt, and then he fucking Michael Irvin
Don't know what he's doing.
Fucking bar.
Don't know what he's doing. Don't know what he's doing.
But it's going to be a great episode that we're going to recap the whole season. And I'm still in it, baby. I faced Jordan this week. I'm in it to win it. I benched all my Browns players. Half my team is COVID. You are not in it. You had 3 hard-earned wins all season, motherfucker.
I did. And a hard-earned lower definition t-shirt. Also, for this combat sports actual sport crossover, this Saturday, we have a boxing card headlined by Tyron Whitley and Jake Paul, the YouTube sensation. So it's like one of these fantasy boxing matches that we're going to see. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I'll be talking to my people about that and covering some information. But we've also got number 3rd all-time rushing leader, fucking Frank Gore, my dude.
Not Al Gore.
Fucking not Al Gore. This isn't the fucking inconvenient truth. This isn't an inconvenient. This is not an inconvenient truth. This is a convenient truth, motherfucker. Our boy Frank Gore.
That was his nickname on the field.
The inconvenient truth?
Yeah, because he was just running the middle.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, we got Frank Gore fighting this weekend. He's fighting an former NBA player.
Darren Williams.
Yes, Darren Williams. Yes, man. So, any interest for you? I'm watching. So, hopefully,
Tyron Whitley gets a win. Knocked the fuck out.
Why? What?
I don't respect him as a player. Fuck him. He played for the Jazz and the Nets. I don't give a shit about him.
I mean, do you know him personally?
No. But Frank Gore was cool. He's played for way more teams.
So you're a judgment motherfucker.
What? I watched him play. I don't know him personally. Do you know him personally?
No. So why not? He's about to get into a fist fight. He's about to get in and potentially get hurt.
Frank Gore gonna wreck him.
Frank Gore probably will wreck him. Frank Gore is no slouch. Frank Gore is Frank Gore is a motherfucker, and I don't even understand how this fight came about. Do they have bad blood? Do you know?
No, they literally just signed up to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Gore has no bad blood with him.
Yeah, cool, man. Hey, shout out to Tyron Whitley and Jake Paul. Hopefully Tyron Whitley gets a win, and yeah.
I don't think his contract allows him to.
That's probably a fact as well. That's probably a factual. Yeah. Tyron Whitley has the WWF contract of the combat sports world. He's not allowed to win. He doesn't win at all.
He's like Hogan. He doesn't drop the belt.
He's the only one that doesn't actually...
He has creative control over his own boxing matches.
He's the only one that doesn't actually get to have a choice, or like, he doesn't get to take a chance. He just gets told he's losing, and that's it. Like, but what if I hit him real hard? Nah, man, you gotta lose. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't win by knockout.
You're not allowed to win.
Like, dude, I can't win. Yeah,
what if I knock him into the ropes and knock him down? Nah, stop hitting him. Stop hitting him for 30 seconds and let him hit you for a round and a half before you hit him back.
Back off and apologize.
Yeah, and tattoo his name on your finger.
Yeah. Brian, where can I find you if I want to listen to more Tyron Whitley coverage?
If you want to listen to Tyron Whitley coverage and hear about how I fucking love bus stops or truck stops,
what?
I don't know, because the grinder thing. I don't know. I was trying to make a gay joke.
What's a bus stop?
Trucks. I've met truck stops, and because that's where gay stuff happens.
Oh, like getting your
like getting my pudding licked.
Whoa, it's called pudding?
I don't know, bro. You sound like you were eating a snack pack. I don't know. Snack pack, backpack. I don't know.
I got
you can find me.
I can get an autographed Tyron Whitley jersey for $124 right now.
Yeah, you can, and you could sell it for $50. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at of Brian of Death. That is my personal pages, my personal profiles. You can find my podcast on Instagram and Twitter at The Common Chaos. I have 2 brand new episodes out with my friend Khalil Kennedy. I did a 2-parter because we went 3 hours. So you can listen to part 1 and part 2 with my friend Khalil. He is an educator, a break dancer, and a jiu-jitsu practitioner. And he's a teacher teaching middle school students right now. And he has just a great grasp on what the future is going to hold for these kids and how they're going to fucking run the world. And it's a scary fucking thing. So if you want to hear about it and get kind of scared about what the future looks like, check it out at The Common Chaos, commonchaos.net, The Common Chaos on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the podcast on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, all that kind of shit. And then, of course, you can find my Grinder profile at Butt Love and Bri Boy. If you like long walks on the beaches, The Machinist, and like, I don't know, weird anime porn, then I'm your guy. You're still on mute. Still on mute. You were on mute that entire time.
Oh, I am so glad, dude. So many slurs in that. Hey, do you know what a bus stop is?
What's a bus stop? Oh no! Did you Urban Dictionary? Urban Dictionary bus stop. Okay,
that's where you lay your wiener in another dude's butt.
Hold on. Listen.
Make sure you follow both Twitter accounts at Scene Radio and at Musselwhite Matt, because we got banned. Some stupid motherfucker got us kicked off Twitter from the other account. We'll live though. You know, we always get by. Find us on Instagram at iHateTheScene. We just told you the Twitter is at Scene Radio. And then every motherfucking Friday night at our regularly scheduled time of 11 p.m. Eastern. You can check us out on twitch.tv/iHateTheScene, facebook.com/iHateTheScene, youtube.com/c/iHateTheScene. You can find all those links and more at iHateTheScene.com, and there's like a link tree on Instagram that has all these links. Like, yeah, and the merch store that doesn't exist. So definitely go on there. Fuck, somebody was watching. What the hell does that mean?
So
is that a bot? Oh shit, dude.
Listen, a bus stop.
What's a bus stop?
A bus stop, according to Urban Dictionary, there's a couple different definitions. One of them is an alarmingly high level of intoxication, such that despite being dressed in a business suit, an individual should be found sleeping outside of an urban area bus stop. But hold on, there's also this other one that says a bus stop, the place where women rub their clits and eat greasy food. No sexual acts, unfortunately, for the bus stop as a sexual maneuver. Unfortunately, I can explain to everybody what a what a crimson toboggan is. If anybody wants to know.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, all right, a crimson toboggan is when you're banging a chick, blowing her back out, doggy style on the top of the staircase, right? No. Yep. You lean over, whisper a different girl's name in her ear. She turns around and looks at you. You punch her in the face 3 times.
Oh,
and then you ride her down the stairs like a toboggan.
Okay.
I knew I was fucked.
A toboggan.
Views and opinions expressed by Brian are not those of I ain't seen absolutely at all, not fucking ever.